All my life, I've been waiting for this one moment. Look. Sorry, but this? How can such a small thing destroy your whole video intro? How is that possible? I mean, this is supposed to make a noise, isn't it? Can you believe that? In a few days, I'll turn 43 and I have never used a party horn in my life. And I thought I want to do this together with you, and I want to do this on camera because it's my birthday and I have something special for you, and now it's like this? What the heck? But wait. I'm Luisa Heinzel. I'm not giving up. What can I do now? I think I will quickly run to Epidemic Sound. That's a platform where you can find some sound effects and music and that stuff. And I will try to fix this problem here with a little audio video trick. Be right back. Attention. Make a noise now. Perhaps like this. I mean, I don't even know how this is supposed to sound. I have never heard this sound. I have no idea. So, perhaps like this. Or even like this. I have absolutely no idea. And if you follow me for a longer time, you know that I'm not really a party person. And my body tells me, just don't do parties. Or if you do parties, then split them to several different days so that your body can handle that. And I thought before starting this, that this is something that I can do and that I can handle, you know, for a party. Some things seem to be easy, but it's obviously harder than you think. But do you know what works? Having a party together with all of you. And that's why I want to start February, which is obviously my month of birth, with this video together with you. And I would like to turn the whole February into a big party with several different videos. And this party has the theme, things I always wanted to do, specifically related to creative things around junk journaling. So that's somehow like a junk journaling bucket list. But the main point of this whole February party thingy is that I would like to give something back to you for all of your lovely comments, for all of your support, for everything you do for me. So I thought a party is a really good thing, isn't it? I mean, normally, if you have your birthday, then you get presents from the other people and you are happy. And the person who has the birthday gets the presents. But I thought, why can't we do that the other way around? So in my February videos, you are going to find a lot of surprises that are very different surprises. That can be, for example, little hint, a shop code or something. That can be something that you have never seen before. That are like little surprises, bigger surprises. Who knows? So it's definitely worth to watch the videos because you can never know when the next surprise is going to pop up. And I'm really, really hoping that you like what I have thought about and what I have for you within February. I think it's especially worth to watch this video to the end because I have something special, some special information in this video for you. On Sunday, February the 4th, it's my birthday, and I thought, why don't we just hang around together and chat a little bit? There have been many of you out there who have wished for exactly that we can just hang out and chat a little bit and meet each other. So I thought, how the heck can I manage that? And believe it or not, I have found a place where we can do that. No need to go into an airplane or a car or something like that. Everyone out there can come to this place really, really easily. I will give you more information about that later in the video. And I thought, I want to hang around with you, and I just want to hang around. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Without the need of explaining something, giving a tutorial, gluing something together, or waiting for something to dry, or sew with my sewing machine or something like that. I just want to hang up, not hang up, I'm sorry, hang around with you and just have a really nice time so that I don't have to concentrate to something else and that you can chat a little bit with me. And we can do that on Sunday together. And that is something very special, like not only for me and perhaps for you, but also additionally for someone else. Because we are going to meet on another YouTube channel, and I give you another little hint. It has to do with some music, so that we can listen to some music and we can chat, but I will give you all of the information later. But what I want to say here, so that you make sure to watch the video, is that this thing with this Sunday is really special to me because I want to give this person I'm talking about here a little support. He is a really, really great musician, and I really like his music and I really like him. So I thought I try that we meet there so that he gets a bigger audience on his YouTube channel as well. So if you want to help me out with that, and if you want to help me to surprise him on Sunday as well, then please stay tuned. I will talk about the details about this special thing on Sunday later on in the video. So let's come back to what we want to do in February. I would like to try out all of those things, perhaps not all of the things because that would be a little bit too much, but some of those things where I always thought I want to do that, but I didn't have the time yet. So that means that this whole February thing has a caption, things I always wanted to do related to junk journaling, but the single videos have several different topics. That can be something like a technique, that can be something small, that can be something big. So it's like a crisscross thing through my head and through the things I always wanted to do, I always wanted to finish, but I never had the time to do that. And we are also talking about those things in your craft room which deserve a little bit more attention. I'm sure you have those things in your craft room as well, so take them out. You will need them in February. And that also, at the same time, means that we probably won't have exactly the same materials for what we are going to do together. But I think we can manage that each and everyone out there can soak some ideas from those videos, and then you can implement that to your own projects, and you can do what you want with those ideas, and you can turn them into your own things. Yeah, so I'm really trying my best to give as much inspiration as possible, so that you can just take that and take your own materials and then do your own things. And as always, if you have any questions, leave a comment. And I will try my best to answer those questions as soon as possible. But now I want to start. If this already failed, then let's do perhaps the better things. If a tiny, close your ears, bitchy party horn like this has wrecked your nerves, then it's really important that you have your favorite beverage next to you. So I've made myself a little coffee. The first thing that I have on my junk journaling bucket list is something that I had on my to-do list for, I guess, 2 years or so, perhaps even longer. And that fulfills some of your biggest wishes, and I'm really hoping that you like what I have done and what I have for you with this video. I always wanted to make a digital paper which is white. Now you could think, well, Luise, just take a piece of plain copy paper and then you have white paper. What the heck are you talking about? White paper, digital paper in white? What shall that be? Well, there's another thing that I wanted to have with a white printable. And that is something that you could use for your junk journals if you don't have embossing folders or if you don't have an embossing machine. So let me introduce you to this digital paper pack, which is called White Embossed. This looks like embossed, but it isn't. If you now think, what the heck, I don't have a printer, what shall I do now? Please watch this video. Everything I do in this video, you can do also without a printer and without digital paper. I will show you some techniques which you could even do on real embossed papers. Yeah, so if you have embossing folders and an embossing machine, don't freak your freak, don't run away. You can do this anyway. Yeah, you can do that with like real embossed paper as well. But I wanted to have something for those of you who don't have those tools and who want to use something like this in their junk journals. So these pages are available in US letter size. You can always see that. So this is the preview picture that you can see in my shop. It says 8.5 by 11 inches. So that means this is US letter size, but it's also available in DIN A4, 21 by 29.7 centimeters. Depending on the paper size you use in your printer, please choose the right size and make sure that you click the right item. Yeah, so if you go to my shop and you see this is US letter and this is DIN A4. And it's 20 printable pages in total. But when I flip through these, I also want to show you in the end of this what you can additionally do with that. That was also a really big wish that you had, that I talk about and show you how to get the most out of your digital paper packs. And what I tell you in this video is, of course, not only for this paper pack possible, but also for others. Yeah, you can do that with nearly any other printable as well. I'm relatively proud and I feel a little bit weird when I say that because I feel like a broken record. But if I wasn't proud about this, then it wouldn't be in my shop. And that's why I say that. And to be honest, when I make printables, I also do that for myself. I do those things that I like. Because when I don't like them, you can't like them as well. That's one thing. And of course, I'm excited to work on these papers here. And that is always such a point, you know, when you have finished something like this and you've put that in the shop and then you print it out for the first time, you immediately want to use it because, you know, you want to see how it works and how the things in your head come out on paper. And that's why I'm always really excited. If you would see this on a photo, and if you weren't able to touch it, you would think it's embossed. And that is what I wanted to have. And I think I could manage this. So in this video, I'm going to show you, and that is also something that you have wished for, what you could do with such kind of background pages. This is a special kind of background page, I would say, because it's like white. It's like fake embossed. But what I show you in this video, you could do on any other kind of paper as well. You can also take out those backgrounds that you already have, for example, from paper pads or, I mean, in some store-bought papers. You could also take out your coffee dyed papers. You could take out papers where you have smeared paint on, like bigger collage fodder pieces or even smaller pieces. That would also work. What I'm trying to say is, it's not about this paper and that you have to use this. I mean, I'm happy if you want to use it and if you want to buy it, of course, that supports my channel, that supports my shop and myself, and you support that I can do what I'm doing here. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, don't freak your freak if you don't have a printer. Don't run away if you think I don't like this, because the techniques you can do on whatever you want. And this February series, of course, is also about taking the things out from your drawers that you already have, that you perhaps have forgotten, so that you can then do some techniques on exactly those papers and make something beautiful out of that and use that then later on in your journals. So this is this. The 20 pages look like this. And then I've also, here are a few more. I think I have either flipped too slowly, or perhaps I've talked not enough. So these are the 20 pages. Well, it's a lot. And then here, that's what I was trying to find. Then I also have printed 4 sheets of this printable to one paper. What I wanted to show you with this is, take your printables that you already might have, or take this and print 4 sheets on one paper. And especially with this and with many other printables as well, you have the perfect background for something. Imagine you want to make some greeting cards or like wedding cards. So you have the perfect background for whatever you want to do. And imagine you want to sit down and concentrate on a special technique, for example, and the technique is not background related. Imagine you want to make a journaling card or a greeting card or whatever, and you need a quick background. And the thing that you want to work on that day where you need those cards is something totally different. Let's say you want to, and I use this as an example, the possibilities of examples are endless, but I have this laying around here on my desk. Let's say you want to cut out some wildflowers and color them and practice some techniques on how to get different effects on your die-cut flowers. Then you can sit down, concentrate on this technique, but you don't have to throw this into one of your drawers and forget it for the next 2 years, but you can just take it and then you can cut one of these out. Let's see, where could it look the best? Perhaps here. And then you can just place the flower here. You have the perfect background. Just put a little quote or something here and the card is ready to go. The card is ready to go into your junk journal. You could even cut this like more narrow and make tags out of that, or leave the width and cut here a little angles, and then you would have the perfect tag. For a greeting card or something, back that with a little heavier paper and your card is ready to go within minutes. Yeah, that's a good thing, I would say. But that doesn't mean that you have to use them here like they are. You could even, of course, do the techniques I show you in this video and then use that as a background. But I know that many of you have not so much time for crafting. So then I think it's good when you have something like ready to go and you can put the focus on a specific technique, for example, with these little guys here. And then it's more like, what is the word? It's more efficient in some way, yeah? You could even print these even smaller. Here, as you can see, I've put my printer that he puts more of these full pages on one sheet. So this is like 9 on one sheet. It is nearly ATC size, but only nearly. I don't care about the size of ATCs in this case. I mean, ATC size is great, nothing bad about that. But what I was trying out here is to see how this comes out when it's really small. And let me put my thumb here so that you can see it's really small and you can still see every single detail of these fake embossed sheets. So my printer wanted to print 3 more, so that's what we have here. And then I tried out to print this on paper, which I bought in a store, which already was not white anymore. So originally it looked like this, and this is called Elefantenhaut. Is this here written in English? That would be really helpful. Yeah, here it says white. Why does this say excuse me please, but why does this say white? It's not white. Is this the English word? This here? I'm really hoping so. I hold this to the camera so that you can perhaps find the word which helps you to find this. I think you can find this in nearly any like copy shop, or even dollar stores have sometimes something like this. What I was trying with printing on this is I wanted to know how these little imperfections here come out when I print this white embossed printable over that. And as you can see, it's relatively grayish way more gray than on white, if I would print it on white paper, but this has something somehow. And I think in the right context, this could look really interesting. What am I trying to say? Take your printables and print them to different kinds of papers or different kinds of surfaces. For example, you could even, and this looks a little weird at the moment, you could even print these on overhead transparency. I put this to a white paper so that you can see how it looks. If I hold it like this and you can't see the light and you can't see that it is a transparency, you would think it's a normal piece of paper. But, excuse me, please imagine a book page behind this. We will try that out later. Or something that is stamped to this piece here. You could even stamp with a permanent ink to the back side of this. Or what you also could try is my little trick of making the distress spray stains permanent on overhead transparencies. There's a separate video available about that. I will link that down below in the description box for you. These are normally not meant to use on something like acetate, but on overhead transparencies it works. And I have a video about that, so that then later on what you spritz here would get permanent. So, and then I also have printed one of those pages to vellum. Please don't be confused. My printer wasn't willing to take one sheet of my vellum anymore. I don't know. It worked in the past just perfectly, but now today he was not willing to do that. So I did a little trick, and I have this here for this video so that you can perhaps do this trick as well if you have problems with printing on vellum. I've just taken the vellum paper and some double-sided tape, and I've just taped it to a normal piece of copy paper, and then I have put that into my printer like so that he takes the glued side first, and then I could easily print on that. And the colors here come out really, really nicely. You could put several things behind, of course, here as well. And what you also could do is you could take one of the full printed pages. Let's take this one. And you could put that behind here. For example, imagine you would make a pocket out of the vellum, and then you make a tag or a journaling card or something out of this, and when it goes into the pocket you have it here like this, and when you know, this is a little bit big, yeah, but I think you can imagine when you take it out, then you have this cool like slide effect where the different patterns you know do you know what I mean? I find this really, really interesting. And of course you could also play around with different surfaces and combine those. I mean, look, the overhead transparency, this here, on top of this looks so cool. You could do this pocket thing as well with this combination. Okay, so since we have this and we have some, ooh, and look, I just wanted to, oh my goodness, look at that. I just wanted to put this out of my way to get started with my techniques, and this was laying there next to me and I've put it there, and then I saw this. That is, oh my goodness, look at that. We have to do something with this. This looks absolutely fantastic. I have to put this combination here next to me so that I don't forget that. But before we can do that, I have a little surprise for you. And I have to do this now because, you know, when the experimenting is going to begin, then my brain is out of control and I don't remember that later anymore. So as a little surprise, because it's my birthday in a few years. Yeah, it's my birthday in a few days. And because of this February celebration thing, I want to give you 43% off. I mean, I will turn 43 on Sunday, so that is why it's 43% off on these white embossed journal backgrounds from my shop. You just have to use this code here, and you can put that into this little box at the end of your order to get the discount. And I'm really hoping that you have fun with these papers. So let's start our background experiments with something really, really simple. I would like to throw some instant coffee to my paper in a second. I've already mixed that with water, so it's just this instant coffee powder here. But I want to try to have two different sections here on my paper. On the top here, I will just take a paintbrush and my coffee, and I will brush this on here with my paintbrush. Please make sure that you have used a paper for printing your printables which can handle wet mediums. In this case, this photo paper can handle the coffee without smearing the print. If you would use normal copy paper, and I'm always talking about inkjet printer here because, you know, with a laser printer you won't have those problems because it's permanent. But with an inkjet printer you have to use the right paper, otherwise your ink would bleed. Here on the bottom I want to add some clear gesso. I'm using this here by Liquitex. And this, with this blue label, has some kind of grit in it. It's a little rough when it's dry. And I want to brayer this to my paper here, relatively thin, dry that, and then brush the instant coffee over it. Just like this, and then I'm going to put that aside to let it air dry. On this stencil there's some scorched timber oxide ink, and I want to try to place this here. Oh, by the way, this stencil has the number THS 143, and I want to place this here, take more gesso, and I want to try, and I have no idea how that will look. But, you know, this is all about experimenting and trying things for making backgrounds where you then can later on make something out of. And I want to try to brayer this through here, but it isn't working like I wanted. But I can see that the ink gets reactivated. So let me just take a paper towel and let's use that dry. Let's see if we can smear this into, oh yes, that works obviously, into this stencil, because I want to see if we can get like a resist here as well, but a stained resist. That looks weird. That looks really weird. What can we do? Let's take another kind of like brush. Let's just take such a blending brush. Oh yes, look. Oh, that looks really cool, especially because it's so dirty and like a little crazy. Of course you could use just ink to stencil through your stencil. That would also work, but can you see those like little textured areas? I really like that. And I want to try something. I want to dry this, and then I want to decide what I want to throw on top. Perhaps another try with coffee. We could also try a spray, a relatively light spray or something. Or what we also could do is take some ink and then just apply it with a blending brush. And this is also what I would wish for. If you see me doing this and you think I don't have clear gesso, then try to think about alternatives. If you think I don't have instant coffee, then please try to think about alternatives. I mean, you will get nice results, and you will, I promise you, you will get nice backgrounds and pieces you can use for your junk journals later. even if you do something totally different than I do here with different mediums, you will get a nice result, yeah? So, I mean, if you use black acrylic paint, then you would have a black paper, but do you know what I mean? So let's see. Let's first take more coffee, and I will divide this into different sections so that we then later on can compare what we like and what we don't like. And I'm hoping that the gesso now reacts really like a resist, and when this is dry, that we get cool effects here. Do you see what I mean? It's like somehow a resist, but the gesso got stained from the coffee as well, and now you can't get rid of this. Even if I take a damp paper towel and go, you can get rid of it. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, what is this? It works. Oh no. Oh. Look. Okay, I haven't expected that. Oh my goodness. I thought because the gesso is relatively gritty that it will soak the coffee completely. But this is just not only surprising, but amazing. Look, it's a little bit stained, but not really. Oh, it works. Okay, we've learned something new. This is dry. I'm happy. So what are we going to need next? If that worked, oh my goodness, then it could work here as well with the spray stain. So this is, I'm so sorry, this is weathered wood. I'm really excited about the result below this paper. Seriously, I haven't expected that. That's so cool. Yeah, but here it wipes off a little bit. A little bit is going to, you know, come off, but not everything. But that is really cool. And even if this is relatively dark, we can still see some of the printed fake embossing there through this, and I think that makes it really, really interesting. It's just that is just amazing. So I'm going to use some iced spruce distress ink. So let's then take a damp paper towel and let's try to wipe this off, and it works just like here and here. Wonderful. I really, really like this busyness of this, because you can still see the printed embossing and you have all of this on top. And imagine, please, the possibilities, what you could do with this. I mean, you could take this and just cut it off like so. Let's quickly do that. Just like this. We have the perfect journaling card. We have, if we trim the corners here, the perfect tag. We have the perfect background for a card. If we would cut it here and here, we would have tiny pieces which we could use as collage fodder or as a background for example, a mini card, ATC or whatever. I mean, I haven't measured it. I don't know if it's working, if it would work for an ATC, but please look at this. How cool is that? Could also fold it like a mini accordion accordion fold out. Okay, we have one piece of happiness here already. So let's go on with another idea and another technique. Let's perhaps do it with the whole stamp. I want to stamp now with a relatively light color. This stamp comes from this set, Entomology CMS 328 by Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz. And I would like to use pumice stone oxide ink for stamping. And while I'm doing this, I would like to talk about the day after tomorrow, which is February the 4th, and that is my birthday. So many of you have wished that we could meet somewhere. Of course, your wishes have been like, you know, you want to meet me in person, but we all know that that is something that will probably never happen because you are so far away. Even if I would love to meet each and everyone out there in person, it really touches my heart when you tell me that you want to meet me. And I read that so often, that you say you want to spend a day with me and you want to sit and talk with me and drink a coffee and so on. That really touches my heart. And I feel, and I have often talked about that, like we are here in the same room. When I talk to my camera here, I always have the feeling that you are here with me. And that is just so amazing. And of course, this feeling, I can have this feeling only because of you. If you wouldn't give me this feeling, it wouldn't be there. And I thought about how could we manage that we can meet. I mean, I want to talk to you, but that is something that seemed to be impossible. But then I had, you know, how do you say that in English? One of those bulb moments, you know. I hope that is correct. Because I would like to meet you on a concert of someone who has also a YouTube channel and someone I have met in November 2023, which was a relatively hard time for me. And this thing that I would like to meet you on the concert of this man, that is something that really comes from, that is a wish that comes from the bottom of my heart. Not only because I want to meet you, of course, but also because he has done something really amazing for me without even knowing it. And for that, I have to, you know, go a little bit back to the past so that you can understand that. And it's, to be honest, relatively hard for me to talk about that. Oh my goodness, don't get emotional, Louise. Those of you who follow me already for a longer time, perhaps you have noticed that I was a little different in the past few weeks. If you watch my videos regularly, I'm sure that you have recognized that. And that's because I was stuck somehow at the end of the last year. And I normally don't know that from myself. I was sitting there and I was like, Louise, you really have a problem. I was really like, I don't know what's going on here. And I really thought I really have a really big problem. And I didn't only think that, but I had a problem because I couldn't come up with new ideas. I was totally stuck in my situation of having like a lot of stress, a lot of things to do, and it was like running against a wall every single day, and it was really hard for me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to get emotional here, but you can perhaps hear that it was like the biggest danger for me, because having a YouTube channel and running out of ideas, I mean, that is the biggest disaster you can imagine in my eyes. And it was so scary because, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know myself without ideas. I often feel like I have too many ideas, and I also often had the feeling that I'm confusing you with too many different ideas and like jumping from one topic to another, but that is how my brain normally works. And then suddenly I realized that it didn't want to work as like that anymore, and I was like, what the heck can I do? And it was really a disaster for me. And then one day in November 2023, I was laying in my bed and I was already, ready for going to sleep. And I had my smartphone in my hands and I was on TikTok. I don't even know why I was there, because normally I don't like this app so much. But then suddenly, something like a miracle happened, because I was scrolling through the live streams that were available at that time when I had my smartphone in my hands. And then suddenly this one live stream appeared on my screen. And that was the live stream of a German singer. His name is Sascha Dehm. I have told you about him, that was only a few seconds in one of my, a few weeks ago in one of my videos. And some of you also have been so kind to already subscribe to his YouTube channel. And you already also left some really, really nice words below his videos. He makes mainly German music, so all of his own songs are German songs. But he also covers a lot of other songs, also German, but also a few songs in English. And I found him. I just have to dry my eyes. I'm so sorry. So what happened? I was watching his live stream and I was like thrown into another world and taken from my own world and taken away from my own problems suddenly from 1 second to the other. And that was so crazy, because of course I didn't expect that. I was like scrolling through TikTok with the goal to get some sleep. I wanted to get tired, and that was the reason why I had my phone in my hands. And through that time, when I experienced that, I also had really problems to sleep. So I wasn't expecting that something like that would happen to me. And somehow this man has blown away this whole struggle with finding ideas and with finding new inspiration. There's a whole story behind that. How that exactly happened, I will not go into detail now, but there will come something in the future where I have decided that I want to talk about that and tell you that, because I think I share so many private things here on my channel. I mean, what am I doing here? This is my private life. Yeah, this is my desk. But what is this? This is my life, what I'm doing here. And I share so much of that, so that I have decided that I want to talk about that and tell you that, but not only because I share my life, but because I'm hoping that you can experience something like that as well, because it still is so great. So I will go into detail about this miracle and how it happened exactly in the future. But for now, I would like to take the chance that we can meet on Sunday on his concert, because he is really special to me and you are special to me, and you have wished for something like a meeting with me. So I thought, why don't we put everything together and make more than one person happy? Do you know what I mean? So perhaps you are happy if you can meet me in the chat on his concert on YouTube, which is going to be live. I don't know if I have mentioned that. I mean, otherwise the chat would be impossible. Perhaps you already got that. And we can meet there and we can listen to his music and we can chat. And then I'm hoping that he is going to be happy, I am going to be happy, and you are going to be happy as well. You know, that's the goal. And for your information, there's coming a project in collaboration with Sascha. We are still in the planning stage of this, because it's a relatively huge project, and it takes a while until we get everything done. But I can tell you that that is going to be something that has never happened on my channel. I will make a really special junk journal, which is inspired by him and which is dedicated to this point in my life last year, where I was taken away from all of my problems. And this inspiration I got from him, I want to put into a very special journal. And not only this inspiration and what he has done for me, but also something totally different. There will come a very special digital paper. I will talk about that more in the future as well. And the journal is inspired by something that has nothing to do with crafting. And it's going to become something really personal, but I want to share that with you because I'm hoping that you can experience something like that as well. Yeah, oh my goodness. This was probably totally confusing and crisscross and all that stuff, but I'm hoping that you can soak something from this, and I'm really hoping that we can see on Sunday. What do I want to do here now? I think I want to try what happens if I brush coffee over this as well, or let's perhaps brayer that on. I want to make a mess here now. Do you also have that feeling when you get emotional that you need to make a mess? Let's mix this with some gesso so that we can get it easier to the paper here. Oh, holy crap. I was really prepared for this video, but I haven't expected something like this. I hope it was not so terrible for you. I also would like to encourage you to listen to Sasha's music. So you can find the links to all of his social media down below in the description box. And of course, he would be really happy if you subscribe to his channel. Hallöchen!
Hallöchen, Luise. Hi.
Hi. Wie geht's dir? Alles klar?
Ja, danke, soweit ganz gut. Und selber?
Ja, läuft. Wer bist du eigentlich? Was zur Hölle machst du auf meinem Kanal hier eigentlich?
Ja, geil, das ist eine gute Frage.
Das ist eine richtig gute Frage.
Also, ich bin Singer-Songwriter aus dem schönen Schwabenland. Und wir haben uns kennengelernt bei einem Livestream von mir.
Aber deine Auswahl an Liedern, auch was du so coverst und so, geht schon in so eine gewisse Richtung, oder? So vom, sagen wir mal,
Ja,
vom Inhalt her geht es schon in so eine gewisse Richtung.
ich sag mal, bei mir geht es natürlich viel um Liebe, um the love, um Beziehung.
The last time I have mentioned him, he got a total of, I think it was over 50 subscribers in one night, and he was really overwhelmed. When I talked to him, I said, have you realized that you got more subscribers on YouTube? And he was like, well, I have looked to my analytics and I didn't get it. Yeah, so he couldn't understand why there have been so many new people suddenly. And when I explained that to him, he was like, oh my goodness, those people, you know, are really really cool people. And I said, yes, I told you that from the very beginning, that the junk journal community is a really awesome and unique community, and those people are just great. And he was really happy about you as his new subscribers, and that made me so happy. You can't believe that. I mean, it's fantastic when you can see that someone else is happy because other people did something. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just so happy for him that you went to his channel and subscribed and left comments, and he was like, oh my goodness, I have to answer in English, can you please help me? Because he always says that his English is very Schwäbisch. That is hard to understand. That means that his English has a very extreme German accent, but a special accent, Schwäbisch. That's a special accent from Germany. To be honest, I mean, my English is, I would have to say my English is Nordrhein-Westfälisch, because Nordrhein-Westfalen is one part of Germany, and that would mean that my accent is Nordrhein-Westfälisch, yeah? But Schwäbisch is even more extreme. Nordrhein-Westfälisch is like clean German and really nice German, but Schwäbisch is like a little bit ugly German. Do you know what I mean? So this the stamp impression got a little lost here, but I think it still looks really interesting. And the main point here was to see how the fake embossing here, this print, comes out, and if you can still see it. And I think this is gives so much dimension, and that makes the stamp impression dimensional as well somehow. Look here on the top there where these little leaves come into the stamping. It's really nice. And also this, I think, is a really nice background, and you can still see the printed, like, fake embossed areas. So then let's do something. I've already done it for my German video, and I'm absolutely amazed. You can see here's the rest of my paper, and with the overhead transparency you also have the advantage that you can spray and stamp with distress spray stain, oxide spray, distress ink and distress oxide ink on here, and it's going to become permanent. If you haven't heard about that, I will link a video below for you where you can see that in detail, and where I explain not why it works, because I don't know why it works, but that it works and how it works. So we need to make sure that we have this side, which makes this noise, on facing us. So I want to make the most out of this. So let's see. On the one side here, I want to put a book page, and I have chosen a music page here. Behind here, I've just decided that I want to turn this into a pocket. Oh, it works just perfect. Wonderful. And here I want to use this. Why is this so crooked? Crooked? Not cricket. Crooked? Is that a word? I think so. Let's just do it like this. Now it's even more. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. I think I need some of my cold coffee here. So what can we do here now? I want to stamp to the transparency here, and to the transparency here, and to the background here. Here, let's use some wildflowers, because why not? And let's try to use some scorched timber distress ink. Yeah, try is not the right word, because I already know that it will look absolutely fantastic. Look what we have here. Hope is never lost. Oh, it's like made for this. Quick little note. Ooh, don't use silicone stamps, those clear stamps, on the overhead transparency. Don't do that, because they will stick on the transparency like hell, and you can't get them off without destroying them. With rubber stamps, no problem. But this, we have to stamp here to our paper to make sure that we don't have a catastrophe on the transparency or on the stamp. I don't want to say I wish for your help. I mean, that would sound like weird somehow, because I don't want to seem like I would take you as my audience and as my viewers to help someone else just because of my traffic on my videos. Yeah, I know a lot of people watch my videos, and it's really amazing, and I'm absolutely happy about that. But I don't want you to think that I use that to get an advantage for someone else. I do that and I ask you and I invite you for Sunday because it's really coming from my heart. That is a really important thing that I want you to understand, that I don't do that. I would never do something like that. That I don't do that just because of this like traffic thing, yeah? This is Papillon CMS 106 and I want to use this because I think we can make something here to the background. Even if we already have this there, I want to stamp with some hickory smoke oxide ink here. It's like a wish that really comes from the bottom of my heart, and it's a wish in two different ways somehow, because of course I would love if Sasha would get some more attention somehow, and he definitely in my eyes deserves that, but that is also of course a personal thing, because in my eyes he deserves it because he has helped me a lot without even knowing it. I mean, in the meantime he knows it of course, but yeah, it's mainly something that comes from my heart, that I wish that he gets more attention because he has done so much for me. Yeah, and that may sound really, really weird now, what I'm saying now, but and it sounds perhaps also a little bit arrogant, but I know that many people out there are happy that I am here. That sounds weird, but you tell me that also in the comments, and you tell me that you feel like we are friends and that we also could be sisters, and I feel exactly the same. There are so many, oh, don't cry, Louise, don't cry again. There are so many out there, so many nice people, and you are a part of that, and you are definitely a part of my life. And if he hasn't come into my life, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know if I still would be here. That sounds so kitschy and so incredible. Some of you, and I'm really hoping that I don't break any boundaries. Some of you say that you wouldn't be here anymore without my channel, and that it's so hard to talk about that, but that is my reality. I receive emails from you where you tell me that you had really struggles in your life and really big problems, and that you would not be here without my channel. And I mean, what is that? That is just so crazy. And that really touches my heart, of course, but it breaks it at the same time, because it's just so hard to let that like sink in. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm happy that you are here, of course, but it's at the same time so hard to hear something like that. Getting stuck, and this situation that I couldn't find new ideas anymore, that is probably not the biggest problem in the world. Yeah, for sure not. But my inner situation was so extremely bad that I really thought that I would have to stop with YouTube and that I would have to close my channel. I was really like, I can't do this thing anymore. And that was the point where Sasha came into my life, and I had the feeling that it was somehow a little bit like those things you have already told me about your own experiences meeting me. Do you know what I mean? And that brought me to this point where I thought, okay, I want to talk about this and what this whole thing made with me, and that's also the reason why I would be more than happy if we could meet on Sunday, because it's also a special place, not only because we can chat there, but also because, yeah, I can say he has saved my channel. I can't say it in different words. And I don't know if you have ever experienced something like that, but if yes, you can probably understand what I'm talking about here. But I just wanted to say some happy words. I'm so sorry that is not happening here, but I will try my best to change my mood. Because there's also something really funny. We talked about the concert on Sunday yesterday, and I said to him, let's say a number of people that we think would be in the live stream on YouTube on Sunday. And of course, the number I said was way higher than he guessed the number. And and then I said, the people in my community, I mean, you are really, really awesome. And if I tell them what you have done for me, and if I talk about you in my videos, then there will probably be some people who want to know who this man is and who want to get to know you, and then they will show up in that live stream, yeah? So now we decided, if my number is closer to the reality, so meaning to the people who are going to be there on Sunday, then I get something from him, and the other way around as well. And that is, yeah, is something a little weird, because it's a beverage. So he has suggested that it's a bottle of a beverage that we both don't like so much. I don't know why he has suggested it, but he has suggested that we then drink that. And, you know, the loser has to pay for it. And when I see this now, it looks really nice in combination with that. So if this was in the same journal, it would make totally sense to take these kinds of papers from the same, experimenting session and take them and put them into the pockets. Then you have like a cohesive look of everything, because now this and this color is of course the same, and it matches and makes this a little bit more harmonious. You can also get complete pages for your journal out of such a session, because you could take this and just attach another page here, fold it in half, and then you would have the perfect page for your journal ready to go. So all of this can go into our stash, and with making these from the same experimenting session, everything is cohesive in the end. That is also a good thing. We could even take this paper, which we still have left, and make something out of that. I can also imagine to leave this exactly like it is and just fold it in half, and then I would have the perfect page for my journal. Of course, I could use that to attach one of these little guys on here. Would fit perfectly. Also on the other side, and also if you have perhaps things that you don't like so much, I mean, I like this, but imagine I wouldn't like this, then you could just cover that up with such a thing. And even these things we could save and use as collage fodder. So I hope you like this. I'm really happy with what I have here on my desk, and I would love to hear your opinion about this method of creating something. And of course, I would love to meet you on Sunday on the concert live on YouTube on Sascha's channel. The link to the live video is down below in the description box. He has already set up this, the stream, so that you can click this little notification button, so that you also get an additional notification on Sunday when it starts. And there you can also see which time it is in your time zone. Yeah, when you click to the link down below in the description box, you can see which time it is in your country. It shows automatically the right time. And then I'm really hoping that we will see there and that we can have a really great time with some great music on Sunday. So see you there. and have a very great day. Bye bye.